Welcome to Cyber Explain channel. Today we are going to discuss decentralized identity beyond the centralized silos vertical bar Cyber Explain. Hey everyone. So, we've all been there, right? Filling out the same forms, uploading the same documents, over and over again for different online services. It's a hassle, and frankly, it makes us wonder, isn't there a better way? Well, there is, and it's all about moving away from the old, centralized way of managing identities. These traditional systems, while functional, have some pretty significant drawbacks that are pushing us towards something new. Think about it, all your sensitive personal data, your name, address, maybe even your date of birth, is often stored in one big, juicy database managed by a company. If that database gets breached, *poof*, all that data is out in the wild. It's like keeping all your valuable jewels in one giant vault with one key. If someone gets that key, they've got everything. This model concentrates risk, making it a prime target for attackers. We've seen this play out time and again, haven't we? Remember the massive data breaches at Equifax or Yahoo? That's the consequence of storing vast amounts of personal data centrally. Suddenly, millions of people's sensitive information is compromised, leading to widespread identity theft, financial fraud, and a huge loss of trust. These incidents highlight the inherent fragility of a system that relies on a single, vulnerable repository for identity information. Okay, so what's the big idea with decentralized identity, or DID? It's a fundamental shift in how we manage who we are online. Instead of a company holding your identity, *you *do. Think of it as getting your own digital wallet for your identity. You decide what information goes in, who gets to see it, and when. This is a huge leap towards genuine digital self-sovereignty. Self-sovereign identity, or SSI, is the philosophical underpinning of DID. It's about reclaiming ownership and control over your digital persona. Imagine not having to ask permission to access your own information or prove who you are to a service you've used 100 times before. SSI empowers you to be the ultimate arbiter of your digital identity, fostering a more trustworthy and user-centric online ecosystem. Now, you might be asking, if it's decentralized, how do we know anything is real? How do we trust it? This is where blockchain technology shines. It acts as the immutable, transparent ledger that underpins decentralized identity. Think of it as a super-secure, shared notary service that verifies the existence and integrity of your digital identity without needing a central authority to vouch for it. It's important to clarify, blockchain isn't typically used to store your actual personal data that would defeat the privacy purpose. Instead, it stores cryptographic proofs, identifiers, and records of attestations related to your identity. It acts as a root of trust. When you present a credential, the blockchain can be queried to verify that it's legitimate and hasn't been tampered with, just like checking a seal on a document. So, what exactly are these digital proofs we are talking about? They are called Verifiable Credentials, VCs. Think of them as digital versions of your physical ID, diploma, or even your driver's license, but secured with cryptography. A VC is issued by a trusted entity, like a university or government, to an individual, you, and can be presented to another entity, like a service provider, for verification. This is where the real magic happens for identity interactions. A VC typically consists of a digital signature from the issuer, claims about the subject, you, and metadata. When you want to prove something, say, that you are over 18, you'd present a VC issued by your local government. The service provider receiving it can then use the VC's embedded signature to check its validity against the issuer's public key, often recorded on a blockchain. They don't need to contact the government directly, the VC proves itself efficiently and securely. For these VCs to work, we need a common understanding of how they're issued, verified, and managed. That's where trust frameworks come in. They're essentially the rulebooks that govern how participants in a decentralized identity ecosystem interact. They define issuer accreditation, credential schemas, revocation mechanisms, and more, ensuring a consistent and trustworthy experience for everyone involved. Let's paint a picture. Meet Alex. Alex needs to sign up for a new online course, apply for a loan, and access a secure work portal. Traditionally, Alex would upload their ID for the course, provide bank statements for the loan, and get issued a company badge for work. With a DID and VCs, Alex has a secure digital wallet. They can present a verifiable proof of age VC to the course provider, a creditworthiness verified VC to the bank, and a verified employee VC to the work portal, all from their device, without revealing more than necessary. One of the most compelling advantages is privacy. With VCs and DID, you are not handing over a whole dossier of personal information every time. You are presenting a specific, verifiable claim. If a website just needs to know you are over 18, they get a VC that says yes, this person is over 18, they don't need your birth date or address. This selective disclosure drastically reduces your digital footprint and protects you from oversharing. Traditional password-based authentication is, frankly, a mess. VCs offer a much more robust security model. The cryptographic signatures and the underlying blockchain ensure that credentials are much harder to forge or tamper with than a simple password. Plus, with SSI, you can revoke access or update credentials easily, without relying on a central administrator to manually change permissions. This leads to a more resilient and secure identity infrastructure. A major headache with current IAM is interoperability. Your identity in one system rarely works in another. DIDs and VCs, especially when built on open standards like W3CA's Verifiable Credentials, promise true interoperability. Your digital identity and its associated credentials can be recognized across different platforms and services, creating a more seamless experience and fostering new ways to interact online without being locked into proprietary systems. Now, before we all rush to ditch our current identity systems, we have to acknowledge the challenges. Adoption is a massive hurdle. Getting widespread buy-in from users, businesses, and governments isn't easy. We need common standards, robust infrastructure, and a clear understanding of the technology. Plus, there are regulatory and legal considerations that are still being worked out. For decentralized identity to truly take off, everyone needs to speak the same language. While W3C standards are a great start, ensuring consistent implementation across different blockchain networks and identity solutions is crucial. We are still in the early days, and while progress is being made, a fully harmonized global standard for DIDs and VCs is still a work in progress. Think of it like trying to get everyone to agree on a universal adapter plug. Governments worldwide are still grappling with how to regulate digital identities. Existing laws, like GDPR or CCPA, were designed with centralized data in mind. Applying them to decentralized, user-controlled identities presents new questions. How do you enforce a right to be forgotten on an immutable blockchain? These are complex legal puzzles that need solving for widespread adoption to occur smoothly. Let's be honest, if it's not easy to use, people won't use it. Making DID and VCs accessible to the average user, who might not be a crypto expert, is paramount. A clunky interface or a complex setup process will deter adoption. The goal is seamless integration into daily life, so much so that users don't even realize they're using advanced cryptography, it just works, like magic. While blockchain is a key component, it's not the whole story. We're talking about a whole ecosystem of technologies, distributed ledgers, cryptography, selective disclosure techniques, secure credential storage, and smart contracts. Building robust and scalable DID solutions requires expertise across these various domains. It's a complex interplay of innovation working together to create a new identity paradigm. As with any new technology, attackers will find new ways to exploit it. We need to think about potential attack vectors for decentralized identity. This could include exploiting vulnerabilities in wallet software, attempting to compromise issuer keys, social engineering users to revoke or share credentials inappropriately, or attacking the underlying blockchain networks. Understanding these potential threats is key to building secure systems. How do we defend against these? For issuer keys, it's robust key management using hardware security modules, HSMs, and multi-signature schemes. For wallets, it's rigorous security testing and secure coding practices. For social engineering, it's user education, much like we do today. And for blockchain attacks, it's about choosing secure, well-established networks with strong consensus mechanisms. Layered defense remains crucial, even in a decentralized world. Detecting fraudulent activity in a decentralized system presents unique challenges. Traditional logging might not be as straightforward. We'd look for unusual patterns in credential issuance, rapid revocation and reissuance, or attempts to present invalid or expired credentials. Blockchain transaction monitoring and sophisticated identity analytics will be key to spotting anomalies and potential misuse. What happens if a crucial component fails? If a blockchain network experiences a major outage, or if a widely used DID method becomes defunct, the consequences could be severe for users relying on it. Another failure mode could be the complete loss of a user's private key for their digital wallet, essentially locking them out of their own identity. We need robust recovery mechanisms and redundancy. To counter these failure modes, we need strategies. For network outages, using multiple, interconnected blockchains or ensuring robust disaster recovery plans for identity registries is key. For lost keys, advanced recovery processes that involve trusted parties or multi-signature schemes are essential. For compromised issuers, swift revocation and secure reissuance protocols are vital. It's all about building resilience into the fabric of the system. Issuers are central to the VC ecosystem. These are entities that have the authority and capability to vouch for specific attributes about an individual. Think of universities, employers, or government agencies. Their role is to create and sign verifiable credentials. The trustworthiness of the entire system hinges on the security and integrity of these issuing entities and their processes. On the other side, we have verifiers. These are the services or organizations that need to trust the information presented. They receive VCs from users and must be able to verify their authenticity and validity. A good verifier checks the VC's signature against the issuer's known public key, ensures it hasn't been revoked, and confirms it meets the service's requirements. They don't need to know the issuer directly, the VC and the trust framework handle that. And then there's the holder, that's you. As the holder, you possess your DIDs and VCs in a secure digital wallet. You are in control of which credentials you share, with whom, and for how long. Your wallet is your interface to the decentralized identity world, allowing you to manage, present, and revoke access to your verified information. It's your digital identity hub. These three roles, issuer, verifier, and holder, form the core of a decentralized identity interaction. The holder presents a VC, the verifier checks it against trust framework rules and the issuer's attested claims, and the blockchain provides the immutable anchor for verification. This symbiotic relationship creates a new, more trustworthy model for digital interactions, moving beyond simple username-password checks. Let's make this concrete. A university issues a verified graduate VC to its alumni. This VC might contain their name, degree, graduation date, and a unique student ID. An employer wanting to verify a candidate's degree can request this VC. The alumnus presents it, and the employer verifies its authenticity. The employer doesn't need to call the university directly. The VC is self-authenticating and tamper-evident, saving everyone time and effort. Or consider age verification for restricted content or services. Instead of providing your full date of birth, you could present a VC issued by a trusted authority, like a government ID issuer, that simply states you are over 18 or over 21. This way, the service provider gets the proof they need without ever seeing your actual birth date, drastically enhancing your privacy and reducing the risk of sensitive PII being compromised. Imagine a future where your digital identity is portable and secure, no matter where you go online. You control your data, present verifiable proof of your attributes when needed, and interact with services frictionlessly. This is the promise of decentralized identity, a more private, secure, and user-centric digital world where your identity isn't a liability, but an empowered asset. While decentralized identity is revolutionary in concept, its adoption will likely be evolutionary. We'll see gradual integration, with pilot programs and niche applications paving the way for broader use. The journey from today's centralized silos to a truly decentralized identity landscape will be complex but incredibly rewarding for user privacy and security. It's an exciting time to be involved in shaping this future. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the CyberExplain channel. See you on the next video.